You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1542, featuring more horse nutrition myth-busting with the Horses in the Morning crew and their guest, Kristen Janicki. And we'll get right to it after this brief message from our sponsor.
As horse owners, we spend a lot of time on the road. Let US Rider help keep you covered. Our equestrian motor plan offers fast, reliable, nationwide service from our highly trained roadside assistance team. 24/7 coverage for both you and your horse. Membership includes horse trailer servicing, towing, flat tire repair, even on dual wheels, battery assistance, and lockout service on any vehicle in your plan. We also have your equine companions covered with referrals for emergency vet services, farrier referrals, and emergency stabling assistance. Get peace of mind on the road for you and your horse. Join US Rider today.
We have Kristen Janicki coming on, and she wrote an article in thehorse.com, one of our fellow brands here at Equine Network, and she did an article on equine nutrition myths. It was called Equine Nutrition Myths Busted. So we're going to find out what some of those myths are and let her tell us how she busted them. And Kristen has been a performance horse nutritionist for an industry feed manufacturer for more than a decade. Her job entails evaluating and improving the performance of sport horses through proper nutrition. Well, Kristen, thanks so much for joining us today. This is a fun topic.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad to be with you guys.
One of the myths is corn is horrible for horses.
Yeah, corn is not the enemy at all. So there is a time and a place. Yeah. There's a time and a place for corn. Now, I don't know, Glenn, if that was the best situation for your pony, because the more research that we do, the more we know that ponies are definitely prone to metabolic conditions and laminitis.
Oh, I never have fat ponies. Not me.
He might have lived to 45, but he had no front hooves. So,
oh no, that's terrible. So corn does have its time and a place for a horse's diet.
And it's how much you feed, too. Obviously, you're not giving them 12 ears of corn, right?
Don't do what Glenn did, please. Everybody listen.
Corn will cause your horse to live to 45, I guarantee it.
No.
Right. So corn itself is highly, highly digestible by the horse. We've done research on this. We know that horses digest it very readily when it's used as an energy source. It's high in starch, so it's around 70% starch, which is a great energy source for horses that need it, like race horses or high intense working horses. But we know that some horses just cannot handle that much starch and really need a limited diet. So in certain situations, it is the perfect energy source for horses. It's highly digestible. But not everyone needs that much energy.
Well, if we go back in history, too, I know we lived in Amish country. The Amish, not so much today, but in the old days, they used to feed their draft horses a lot of corn, right?
Right.
One, they had it because they grew it, right? So it was available. But they would feed corn. Now, I don't know if they fed it on, they probably ground it up. But
do not, as a person who owns a former Amish horse, do not do what the Amish do. Just throwing that out there.
Right. But they did have, also with that type of situation, they had a lot of issues with tying up. And we have learned that, like in draft horses and other types of horses, tying up is related to the excessive amount of starch and sugar in their diet, which they can't process properly in their muscles. So that causes tying up. So we do know that it did cause, there was some other issues that went along with it, even though it was a readily available horse for them. So we learn a lot more.
Bottom line, when it comes down to, is what we've always said about everything, including humans, what we eat. It's just don't overdo anything, right? You just don't overdo anything.
Every diet of every horse should start with a great quality forage source, and then go from there and build it from there. So, and all in moderation is the best to go.
Kristen, you've been great. You've been a good sport to put up with us. We really appreciate it. Where can people find? I'll put a link to the article that you did in The Horse, but where else can they find you?
I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram. So I can also be reached by email. It's kristen.janicki@gmail.com. If you want to send me a message, I'm glad to help with any diet questions.
Very good. Thank you, Kristen. We really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Horse Radio Network has thousands of engaging podcasts for horse people, and you can have them sent right to your phone. Just subscribe via your favorite podcast player. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.